Welcome in Line by Line. Today we have a special new guest, JadeTheBabe, and our loyal agent. Hi, guys. The song we analyzed today, called Your Best Friend by Boyish. Jade chose it. Why did you choose it?
Oh boy, I chose this song because, well, I've listened to it so much since I first heard it. It was actually sent to me by one of my best friends who got me into the band. Um, and I just find where I'm at with my life right now, I really resonate with it. I think it speaks to a really common experience of loving someone who doesn't love you back or unrequited love. And so I just really wanted to hear your take, Kara, and your take, Agent, on that.
You're also a musician, and you write your
Yeah.
own lyrics. If you as a musician love those girls, love their music, and want to bring it to the attention of the public, it means a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Mhm.
You only call when you're alone. We didn't know. Couldn't talk, you were ice cold. Tell me, find a stranger, but nothing hurts more.
Yeah.
It just resonates so deeply for me. Like you only call when you're alone. Like I've been with so many people like that. I've been somebody who does that to others as well, right? Like I only hit them up when I'm feeling really lonely, and I know that sounds like horrible, but yeah, and oh gosh, like tell me find a stranger, but nothing hurts more. So like how I see that is like maybe they were like once sort of a thing and now like this person's just calling them up, but they're like super cold about it. And maybe they're just like there to hook up, but they have no like real like emotional tether to the person anymore. And then they're like, we'll find a stranger like instead then if you don't like it. Like that's kind of like how I take it.
And
Yeah.
and then it says, but nothing hurts more, right? So is that unrequited kind of feeling like, yeah, can we be specific or personal? Kind of like with the other night we went out and then Jade got a call from a boy and she's like, should I just go over? And then I think she decided not to or whatever. But like that dynamic, right? So like, yeah. So I don't know. How does I don't
Yeah, it
know.
was at 3 a.m. So, yeah, yeah, I didn't go over. I'm just gonna say, and I didn't get a call because he's a millennial, so he didn't phone me.
Hashtag
He
millennials.
DM'd me. Actually, he DM'd me on Instagram. So, oh, and multiple times, yeah, and we spoke for quite a long time. Um, I don't know if I'm as invested in that as when I read this lyric, I think more about people who I've dated or whatever in the past, where one moment you're like rad, and then the next minute it's like changed. Um, and they do feel like a stranger, like and I've had that experience. I would say I resonate more with this lyric to do with somebody that night that we hung out who I ran into at the show we were at. I resonate more with this lyric with him than I would with this like other dude. Yeah. Anyway.
I see the way the lyrics is written. It tells about the story, but in specific lines, which are known exactly to the writer, but we can all project our own personal issues onto it. You call me when you're alone. We didn't know. That reminds me of a friendship where a guy would call a girl when he's bored, when his date dumped me. So he had this girl that was simping for him, and he was like always, she's just a simp.
What's
Each time
simping mean?
this means a person is trying really hard to win you over, really hard, and does things for you, and usually it's a disrespectful term. actually, but lately it had been taken humorously. Like, I'm trying hard to win you over. I'm totally simping for you, dude. Like that thing. But in here, that reminds me of that guy who has this girl who boosts his self-esteem when his self-esteem low. So I project that story onto it. Tell me, find a stranger, but nothing hurts me. So this means when she is hurt and she wants to talk to him, he's like, well, talk to somebody else, find a stranger. It's already shown in those lines the disrespect that the other person shows this girl who is working pretty hard to win that person over.
Yeah.
That's my projection.
So the thing is, Kara, and I just know this because of the next line, and I'll try not to jump ahead, but this is actually like a queer group. So the two gals who are the like front people of the band, they're actually like lesbians. So they're actually talking about another girl, not a boy. And that's another thing is it's like I think that's another layer of the first stanza too, because I think I take it as it's unrequited love with a queer person and a straight person. That's how I've always taken the song. Because it's like you only call me when you're alone and we don't really talk. And then you're like, we'll just go find a stranger then. And I think like that's kind of the dynamic that I sense.
There you go. I'm not your girlfriend. We wasted nights pretending not to kiss when we walk home. Your friends are shitty and it's starting to show.
Yeah, I love this. I love this verse for sure. It's probably one of my favorites in the song. Yeah, it to me, how I see it is I don't know how, yeah, like we wasted nights, but like I almost see it as how I picture it in my brain is like it's after like going to shows or like going to a club or something like that. And then you're like doing that thing where you like kiss along the way as you like walk home, but then like the next day you pretend like nothing happened. Um, right? Like you're like, oh, I don't like I was so drunk, like, oh my God, like I don't remember anything. Like I didn't kiss you, you know? And then like your friends are shitty and it's starting to show. I see that as like if we go back to like the first like verse, right? It's kind of like maybe the friends are starting to really like shift this other person. Whereas before it was just more like it's fun. It's like we're kissing on our way home. We're just like doing our thing and I like you and you like me, but we're not necessarily like together. Um, but maybe this other person, the one writing the song, which I'm actually not sure which one of them wrote it. I think it was one person. Um, I think that this is the realization that like, oh shit, like I don't think this is actually going anywhere. And I'm like really heartbroken. So that's my projection of it.
Wow, that's actually spot on. It's what I thought. Yeah, because after a party, we are a little bit drunk and we show what we really wanted to try for a long time. But then next morning when the booze were off, it felt weird. And none of us wanted, one of us, actually in here, one of them did not want to expose it and talk about it. And it feels shitty, actually. I understand. And then it rises so much anger that you blame friends of that person, actually, because that person is playing and pretending to appease those friends. And you're like, be fucking courageous. You kissed me. Why are you pretending to show all of those that you didn't? Like, they're not worth it. So those are the emotions that I read into it.
Do you wish you never met me? I cry more than I used to. 2 years older, 2 years sober. Take me to the airport, call me from the platform, beg you to come with me, but you don't leave the city.
Yeah. She seems cold, basically. We fall in love with souls, and here the soul is not responding somehow. It's like knocking on closed door.
I just like I like can picture it in my brain. Yeah. Like that whole scenario is just like, well, yeah, I just because I'm like quite visual, so I just like imagine like yeah, they're like literally at an airport and like this person's just like crying and being like, please like come with me, and then they're like, no. But it cut like I remember the first time I heard the song and I heard that line and I was like, oh man, like that hurts. That hurts. And I don't know where they're going, but still, like it's just there's something about it.
So 2 people are leaving?
No, it's just the one.
Oh, right there.
But there is a line here which is 2 years. This means it took that long and the feelings is still that strong.
Yeah,
That
totally.
is the most powerful part about that line.
Yeah, the person's on the plane. This is how I see it now. It's like person's on the plane, and then like the other person's calling them from the platform, like they're about to leave with them, and then they're like, "No, I can't go. I can't go with you."
Oh, right. Dude, this reminds me of Casablanca.
Yeah, a little bit, eh?
The end of Casablanca, right? You know? He's like Humphrey Bogart, like she knows that the girl is better to be with the man that, I don't know, I can't remember if it was a doctor or what, as opposed to like him. So he's like, so she leaves with him. Yeah, like some important, intelligent guy or something. And she leaves with him because he knows that's the best thing. But well, what is the classic line at the end of that? I can't even fucking remember. Wish I had a better memory.
Guys, write in the comments the line from Casablanca from Humphrey Bogart.
Spent Good Friday at the arcade, racing cars, read my last rites, then went home. Said summer coming May, you feel even more alone. That's kind of weird. Like, so to me, that's a weird thing. Like, obviously, the person that they're with left, and so they would like probably go on dates. So, but in a weird way, this kind of like sounds like he's on a date situation or something, or there, or whatever that person, right?
I see that she knows the schedule of her best friend. And she's like, as her goodbye, she's like, I know exactly what you're doing right now. You're spending your Friday at the arcade racing cars.
Mm.
Then you go home. You feel alone. That's what I think.
How's that landing for you, Jade? Like I saw kind of like that resonate with you like a little bit, an emotional valence, perhaps. How do you feel?
Well, no, it's the read my last rites, then went home. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, it is. It stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, are they trying again? Like, are they trying to say to this person, like, I love you? And then went home. Like,
Or the last rites to the relationship.
yeah, I'm not sure.
This
Yeah.
means she would be sitting in the arcade racing cars, and then she would look at the phone and scroll through her messages.
Mm.
Oh.
That's what I see here vividly. Projections, maybe. So you will
Because I think they're together racing cars.
Yeah, but she left on they
She
whatever
left.
went on one of the airport. They left. She left.
She left, and then she's like, listen, it's like her, I know what you will do this Friday. I'm flying away. So she flew away, like, let's say Friday morning. And then she spends the Friday evening at the arcade racing cars, but staring at the last written words by her. And then she goes home alone.
Oh,
They used
that's
to
so
walk together,
sad.
but now she walks alone.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
yeah. Girls, by the way, Boyish, can you please contact us and tell us if we
What
are
is
spot on or
happening?
not?
Are
What
we
is
hot
happening?
or are we
Yes,
not? Yeah.
please explain it to us. Like honestly, legit, like wondering it.
Well, okay, so the
Yes,
show I'm going to is like it's gonna be smaller. It's like only $20. So I'm gonna like be like, did you get this YouTube video? What's up? I was in it. I need to talk to you about this stuff. I'm here on behalf of the other two people. We need to know.
exactly.
But I mean, classic musician though, like I've had it a lot though when people are like, well, what does that song mean? And often it's like, well, it's me trying to work through some really big feelings about something. Like that's just how it is for me. Like I don't write music going like, I'm gonna write a song about this. It's like, here's this experience. I'm gonna like try to work through it, and this is the best way I know how. Which is the way that like I work through a lot of like emotional stuff.
Do you wish you never met me? I lie more than I should. I'm a mess, but we never have sex.
This song does map now, suddenly.
What?
Yeah, the song does map. So
Well,
how
why? Go
how
for it.
personal a story do you want to hear this? Why are you
Do
laughing?
it. Just
So
do
okay,
it. I don't mean to yell.
like not entirely, but a little bit. So like I was dating a girl, she was the princess. I was going to become a doctor, and the relationship wasn't going so well. And then this other guy came on the picture, and because I have such disorganized attachment disorders, I was like hot and cold, and then eventually, and also I wasn't going to go anywhere in school because although I had potential, I wasn't realizing my potential, and eventually she was just like, and then this other guy was like starting to talk shit, and I should have kicked his ass, is what I should have did, but I didn't. He was like sort of saying, "See, he doesn't really care for you," and blah blah blah. And then she was torn because suddenly he exposed his love to her, and we took her to the airport so that she could go visit him. And we had actually, in that year and a half or something of relationship, had never had sex. And I was in love with her because she was this Catholic girl that I was in love with.
Yeah, the princess. Oh, you're still not over it. Like you're still not over it after all of these years. Yeah, I love how this line keeps coming up though, the do you wish you never met me?
Yeah.
Because yeah, clearly it's a big mess right now. Hence why it says I'm a mess. But we never have sex. Like, when it's that type of love, I've definitely had that before too, where it's yeah, like I've never been like physically intimate with somebody. But it's kind of what you talked about there. Nodrik was like the um falling in love with souls and stuff, and our souls find each other, and it's that sort of way. It's like that transcends sex, right? And sex is just such a like small part of like the whole picture. And it's also just like I take this part is just like, are they lying to themselves? Like, are they lying to themselves more that they should? Or are they lying to the other person, being like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, but really like they're just addicted to the suffering of it now because they've been doing it so long that like they can't imagine their life without it. It's almost like this is what makes my existence interesting in this really sick, twisted way.
I wrote a song that was like that. It was like something like, "Yeah, am I just addicted to the suffering?" Yeah, that really relates, right? I forget what it's called. It was called, yeah. Anyway, so maybe I'll hear it someday.
Yeah. And the question is, so she's in a plane now, imagining all those things her best friend is doing this Friday.
Mm.
And then she is projecting the thoughts, like she's probably thinking right now, you wish you never met me. Should I have done something more? You think I'm a mess. and you think we should have had something more, basically.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Your
the
heart's broken,
thoughts.
or maybe even like your heart's broken, and you're like, and maybe you were waiting for it to be special, and it doesn't happen, and it just never happens. It's like, well, I should have just banged her and left it at that.
I've had that feeling, yeah, where you're like, I wish I would have just left it, like just slept with them and not gotten all like tangled up in this
Emotional.
muck. Right, this mess. Yeah.
But do you guys think that if somebody becomes intimate, they immediately over somebody?
What do you
Pardon?
mean? Yeah, we're both like, what?
This means if they would have sex, would they immediately be over somebody, not feel
Oh,
anything?
yeah, that's true too. So some
Oh,
of
I
it's the
don't.
chase, right? Yeah, and then have you ever had sex with someone where you wake up and it's like you off to get away from them?
I'm more cruel, dude. I'm extremely cold.
Okay. It's okay. It's
It's okay to
honest.
be cold. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I would rather have someone be cold than dishonest, right? Like sometimes it's like when people are very like shoot from the hip kind of people, you always know where you stand with them. And I really appreciate that. I think that's very authentic and genuine. Like we were kind of talking about before. I have a lot of people in my life like that. Straight shooters, straight from the hip. And sometimes they shoot you in the face and you're like, ah, but it's like at least I know where
Yeah.
okay, no, I don't mean it like this is all a metaphor. It's just like I have people in my life who will like lovingly call me on my shit and like I need those people in my life. Yeah, where they're just real with me. They're real with me.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Sometimes you need to keep them away. Just for that little while until you
Oh,
heal from the
I need my
last
cushy
time they
friends
called
too.
you up.
I got my cushy friends too. Don't like I got a good balance. It's like I got my cushy friends. They're like, oh, you're doing great.
Yeah.
I got my other friends who are like, what the fuck you doing? So it's
So,
I
and
got
then
both.
you decide what messages you receive at the
Yeah,
moment.
I
And
do.
if you feel like you need punishment, you'll just like call the specific friends. And then if you need a shoulder, then like, then you get another one.
Yeah, exactly.
Think you're trying to kill me. Guess the world is ending. Billboard says we're dying. I guess that's all there is then. I have a nerd reference for this, but I won't give it.
Just why? Why not?
Well, okay, like I was thinking about like, okay, I think you're trying to kill me. Like, so like now I'm trying to transition in my life to having healthy relationships, right? But in addiction, and the people that I would like let's say I remember in my addiction there's two girls, and like there's one that was kind of messed up, but she was a good person, and then there's the other one that was completely fucking evil. But I chose the completely fucking evil one because so that's the you're trying to kill me, because then I knew that like I wouldn't get attached, and you know what I mean. I mean, yeah. So, anyways,
You would not feel betrayed. Like
yeah.
it's actually a tactic where you go for the most evil person. On one side, you're good because you're trying to help somebody. On the other side, when they will let you down, you will not feel betrayed. It's a
I wasn't even
protective
trying to help this
mechanism.
one. I was just like
Oh.
in for the game. I was like,
Well, it is true that they're more
It was a
interesting.
trip.
What's that?
That was all a trip. It was part of your journey though, right? You keep trying to kill me. I just have to say this because I think it's so funny. When I was first listening to the song, I kept thinking, speaking of nerd references, I kept thinking they said Bilbo says we're dying, like Bilbo Baggins from Lord of the Rings. And then I messaged my friend and I was like, Bilbo says we're dying. And they're like, I thought I was like making a joke. And I'm like, no, that's what the line is. They're like, I'm pretty sure it's Billboard, man. Like, well, that makes more sense.
You know what? That's that.
What's that to do with anything? But I'm like, I love Bilbo. So I'm like, Bilbo says we're dying. That's my hot take.
So
No,
so
but
what's your take on Bilbo saying we're dying? Like to roll with it.
Bilbo says we're dying. No
Just
way.
that it's funny, just that
This
it
is
captures.
funny. Yeah. I guess that's all there is then. Yeah. So I take it as like uh almost what I see is the emotional pain is like, oh, you're totally killing me right now. And so their world is ending. But I almost see it as like they're driving somewhere like from the airport and they see like a billboard and it's like it's the end of the world and it's like a climate change billboard or something like that and then they're like, well, I guess it's all gone to shit. My life's a dumpster fire, millennial term, a dumpster fire. This person does not love me. Life sucks. That's really what I take from this line. It's just life's looking rough. I don't know how I'm gonna make this out alive. Yeah, and I will say that that feeling of that like love and then it doesn't work out, that emotional pain is unlike any other pain ever. So yeah, it does feel like you die. It does feel like the person's killing you because but you're allowing them to kill you, right? Like they're not intentionally like I'm gonna emotionally like wreck this person. That's your own stuff you have to work through. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my hot take on it.
That's good. That's really good, actually.
Yeah. Think you're trying to kill me. This means whatever you do drives so many emotions inside that I might get actually my heart ripped out. The world is ending. And I see the confirmation even in the billboards. And the truth is, I see this relationship is ending because you're not fighting for me. And the confirmation is everywhere. So she is slowly realizing that it's over in between her and her best friend. In here. Yeah. That's deep.
Mhm.
She is fighting on, wishing you came with me. Think you should come with. That's the hope. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, I just know like especially the part of the song and how the music is at this point, it's like it just seems like she's further and further away, like she's slipping away. Like that tether is hopefully gonna break.
Yeah, I had that sense too. What do you
Mhm.
think, Agent?
Wishing you came with me, thinking you should come with. It's like, yeah, Casablanca reminds me a lot of that actually, but only in a different thing, or like any movie where, or maybe someone should make a movie where you have like, I mean, there's got to be a rom-com somewhere where like, one of the persons has to go on with their life and leave, right? Like it. I mean, not everything's a say anything moment, right?
Say Anything is like such a problematic movie, but I don't think we can like I'm gonna get into it for a minute and I want you to keep this. Say Anything is such a problematic movie because he basically stalks her and she says no like repeatedly.
Mm.
And he basically just breaks her down until she says yes. This is what's wrong with like not just movies from the 80s, but this whole like um this whole pattern in film is it's done in a more subtle way now, but it's basically the same shit, just a different pile. Like it's like the same thing that happens in all these different rom-coms. It's like guy likes girl, girl doesn't like guy, he just fucking pursues. And it's like, where's the consent, homie? I'm sorry, but when I saw Say Anything, I was so excited to watch it because like I love 80s movies. I try to like, take them with a grain of salt, like a big bag of salt more so. And then I'm like, wait a second, this movie is like making me super uncomfortable. And I felt the same way with The Graduate. I'm like, that was like assault. Like, that was like super not cool, dude. Like she was like weird as shit to him. And like, oh, it's cool because she's hot. She's like a hot mama. And it's like, no, like she totally was super weird with this young man and he did not want to be with her. And like, yet ended up in this like twisted, weird situation, like super like manipulative. And like, I feel the same way with it. Okay, you don't have to keep that in, but I did need to
That was
share.
good. That was really good.
No, I will keep it.
So-
Also, I was thinking about the
Uh.
80s rom-com called Don't Tell Her It's Me.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
So that one was with a dude who was cancer sick, and he had a sister who was a book writer, very famous book writer. So on one of her book tours, she meets a journalist. And the journalist seems kind of okay, and she's like, "Oh, you gotta meet my brother. Here is my personal address. Come over and for dinner." So she comes over, and then she sees that weird ass guy with a wig who looks kind of bloated and fat, and she's like, "Oh, what a disgusting creature." That's the girl. So that girl goes back home. She completely rejects that guy, and that so the sister makes him a makeover. She puts contact lenses to make his eyes blue. She gives him blonde hair. She makes him work out until he lost his weight, so he got these abs. She gave him a Harley Davidson, and she said, "You are a guy from New Zealand, so you have to like save her." So she fakes a robbery, and the guy from New Zealand comes, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Lobo," and so he has to talk slowly. So she trains him to seduce her. And the moment she meets Lobo, she's eating from his hand. Basically, she's like, "Oh my God, you're so..." like she shows the shallow part of women basically, and it's so funny. And then in the morning, so they have sex. In the morning, his contact lens fell out. So she wakes up, "Oh, Loba." She looks into his deep blue eyes, and then there's like one brown eye, and she's like, "What's wrong with your eye?" And he's like taking out another eye, and he's like, "Okay, don't get weird. I'm actually that guy you didn't like." And she's like, "Ew!" And then he goes into airport, and that sister says, "Okay, my brother, Lobo, remember Lobo, the sexy guy from New Zealand? That's my brother. He leaves America, and he will never see him. You have to run to the airport." And he was like, and so she runs to the airport, all like, "Oh my God, Lobo, I actually love you. Like, keep up the fake thing." And then he comes, and so she's hugging him. "It's okay. I accept you the way you are," which is hot, blue-eyed, and at the moment, like, okay. And and then he's like, "Thank you." And she's like, "Please don't leave America." And he's like, I was going to Seattle for a couple of weeks." And they're like, "Fuck, that sister played us both." And it's actually so bad that it's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I tried to watch.
Like The Room is like one of my favorite movies.
I know, I've seen The Room.
Take me to the airport, call me from the platform, beg you to come with me, but you don't leave the city. Obviously, it's an important verse because it's said twice.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bridge, sort of ish. Yeah, just again. And the way that it fades, it's like it's really slipping away. Now it's like it's real. I'm in this other place. They didn't come with me. Our friendship has ceased.
Because that's the hope, she's flying, but she's like, "I wishing you came with me." And then she's like, "Take me to the airport." She doesn't let go in after 2 years.
No. Maybe this song is actually written 2 years later, and like she actually left 2 years before. And
Oh, I
it's
didn't think
still
about
like
that.
it still is like totally present and alive in them.
That's like reverse reciprocal narrating.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know, like I kind of pick pieces out of the song. The song, like quite often in the past, the songs really resonated with me. I could really relate to it. But this song, like it had bits and pieces that kind of resonated with my journey and what I've experienced. But the lyrics seem a little disjointed to me for some reason.
That's how feelings talk, dude.
What's that?
That's
That's
the
a
language
feeling.
of that's the language of feelings.
Disjointed is the language of feelings.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's very hard to put into words what you're feeling. And feelings is like the thing where you're drowning and you're grasping for air. And the air would be words. So that's how it written.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
I think like for me, it's just, yeah, this has been really cool getting to go through it like piece by piece and hear your guys's like take on it too. I almost have like a deeper appreciation of the song. And like I already knew it was a really sad song, but now it feels like a very devastating song to me.
Like you have a deeper appreciation of the song now than you did before. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
oh for sure, for sure.
Okay, yeah.
And I already
I just
did.
want to clarify.
Like I listen to this song in particular, like at least like a few times a week, if not more. I mean, depending on the day, I might be listening to it a few times a day. Then we gotta like knock on Jade's door and be like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, well, no." So that's sorry, my friend was phoning me. So overall, just one of the most stunning songs ever. The album, like the cover art of it, the just like ominous tone of it all really. And now like with the lyrics, they're just so it's unrequited love. Like and I'll say that till the end. Like that's how it feels. And yeah, I really relate to it. So that's my takeaway.
Thank you, Jade, for bringing this song. And I hope girls from Boyish will join any joint podcast we do together and answer all your questions. Thank you for that beautiful, honest letter that was expressed in that song. I mean it. Well, guys, please check out Jade's YouTube channel, also Agent's YouTube channel. The links I will provide below. Thank you, and thank our big sponsor, Free Time. Thank you for having free time. Please enjoy it. Use it wisely. Bye.
Molly, shout out to Molly. Jade here. I also used to go by Maverick. What's up? Yeah, if you're seeing this video, which I don't know how you would, but you might one day stumble upon it. It's probably gonna go viral. So I'm really sorry. I big amends. If there's anything else I can do to right my wrong of just being not a great like friend to you, not a great sort of not really situationship with you. I deeply apologize. I did not mean to waste your time. And I wish you would have come to camps because I probably would have seen how awesome you really were because you were amazing. So thank you. I'm busy with my CDs. Welcome back.
Okay.
Look at my friend's brother drew this. Well, he made me one of my first mix CDs. And I'm organizing them.
How do I get the chat to attach?
This is my CD.
Jade is a musician, extremely talented songwriter. Please check out her songs. Those are actual ways to support an artist.